Okay. So is my voice clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yeah, let's start. So in previous session, we created a custom object and some custom fields, which is position and candidate, right? Uh, so today in today's session, we are going to create the application. So let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, so first we'll understand what is application and how you can create applications in Salesforce. Okay, so application in Salesforce is like a container which consists of objects, tabs, and the other functionalities like it has logo, it has app launcher. Okay, these three nine dots. It's called app launcher in Salesforce. Okay, then we have the number of tabs, okay, group of tabs here, which is added. And this particular thing is the name of the application, okay. So we have sales application by default in Salesforce. Similarly, service application, and there are other couple applications like marketing and all, okay. But in these types of applications, okay, so we have basically two types. First is standard one, and the second is custom. So as you know, standard one is the one which by default comes with Salesforce, right? And these apps can be customized, okay, according to the need of the organization. However, the label of the application, description, and the logo of the standard application, it cannot be changed. Okay, you can add, remove these tabs, okay, according to the business requirement, but we cannot change this logo and the name of the application in standard applications only. Okay, but in custom application, when you create your application, right, to meet a specific business requirement of the organization, right, so it will also have same logo, name, number of or group of tabs. Okay, so all this can be manageable. For example, let's say you can upload logos as well. Okay, right now this is the standard one, but for custom one, you can upload logos as per your requirement. Okay, it can be changed after that. Okay, the name is also there. You can change the label and uh, which is similar to standard app. You can also add, remove tabs. Okay, so for our demo, we are going to create a custom application, and the name for that application will be recruiting app. Okay, in this recruiting app, we are going to add our custom objects. So first custom object is position, second custom object is candidate object. Okay, so let's create the tab, and going forward we are going to create couple of custom objects more. Okay, so that also we are going to add this. So throughout this session we are going to use recruiting application and sales application. Okay, so let's create. So I'm here in the setup page. Okay, in the setup page, in this quick find box, I will enter app manager. Okay, then click on app manager. So you will see list of apps here. All these apps are from the Salesforce. Okay, we have not yet created any custom app. On the right hand side, you might see this app type, which says classic, which says lightning. That means this particular app supported in classic and lightning. You might be wondering what is classic and lightning. So it's a simple UI, okay, user interface. So earlier we had this classic one, okay, and this was this was the one we were using, but now in nowadays actually after 2016 Salesforce introduces Lightning one, which has more features, more functionalities than classic. Okay, so now everyone has migrated to Lightning. Okay, no one is using classic. There might be an exception where one or two companies are using classic, but majority of the companies have already migrated to Lightning, and from now on we are going to work on Lightning user interface only. Okay, so user interface is just like a look and feel. Okay, that's it. The data will be exact same whether you are working in Classic or Lightning. Okay, if you want to switch between Lightning and Classic, what you'll have to do is here you will see a button for switch to Salesforce Classic. Let's switch it. Okay, this is the Classic user interface. So got different and Lightning. And this is the button to switch to Lightning Experience. So when I click on it, it shows Lightning Experience. Okay, now we were creating applications. Okay, so now we are going to create a new application using this button called new Lightning app. I'm going to give name as description. Okay, you can enter the description. Here you can enter the logo. Okay, and you can preview also. Right now it is by default taking as this. Okay, but when you upload this, you can see that here. Okay, let's click on next. Okay, so here we have navigation style. We have two navigation style. First one is standard navigation and second one is console navigation. So standard navigation is the one which is majorly or widely used in businesses, and console navigation is the one which is used when you are in the service business or support business. So only the look will be different in standard navigation and console. Let me show you. So this particular navigation is the standard one where you will see all the tabs added here on this bar. Okay, and you can open any one record at a time. Let's say I want to see the lead. Okay, this particular lead. I can click on this lead. Okay, and it will open one record. I want to check another lead, so I again have to go to the leads tab, and let's say I will open this particular lead, go to detail, and I can see the information about this. Okay, so this particular thing is the standard navigation. Then second one is we have console. So as I said, in console is the one which is used in support businesses or in the service business. So in the console, what happens is the group of tab you will see here, okay, at this arrow button. Okay, when you click on this arrow button, okay, downwards arrow button, you will see group of tabs and you can open records. So for example, let's say cases right now. Okay, I'm going to switch from recently viewed to all open cases, and I see that 3 cases are there. Okay, now let's consider that I am from the support business. Let's say I am Salesforce support team. Okay, member of Salesforce support team. So what happens when you face any particular issue, you create a case with Salesforce, okay, and Salesforce support team will receive those cases and they will work on it and they will try to resolve it for you. Okay, so for example, let's say now I am the part of support team. Okay, and these are all the cases which is assigned to me. Okay, now let's say I want to work on this particular case. Okay, so I can open this case here. Okay, and this is the look for console. Now, let's say I want to see the exact same case, whether we had the exact same scenario previously or not, to understand the issue. Okay. So what I can do, I can go here, I can search for another cases, right? And I can open those cases side by side to compare actually. Or if I want to work on multiple cases at the same time, I can open these cases side by side. So here in standard navigation, what happens is you can open one record at a time. But in console navigation, you can open multiple records, okay? At the same time, you just have to change this tabs like this. Okay, so this is the major difference between standard and console navigation. And this particular navigation is used widely, okay, in all the businesses of all over the world. This is the only one which is, used in the support business. Okay, so let's go to our app manager again. And here, navigation style, we are going to select as standard navigation. Then we are going to select supported form factory. You have three options, desktop and phone, desktop or phone. Okay. So if you select only desktop, then our application will be available only for desktop. Or if you select only phone, then it will be available only for phone. So I'm going to select here desktop and phone so that even if I'm creating it in Lightroom, it will also be supported in the phone application. Okay. Now, this is something. The standard setting is there, setup full of setup options. We don't want service setup. Service setup is something which is used for support business. Okay, and here you will see some uh, optional features, for example, disabling end user personalization or navigation item in this app. Meaning that if you go here, okay, on this particular page on the right hand side, you will see a small icon for pencil icon, okay, which means that if this pencil is there, that means user can go here, click on the pencil and add more items as he or she wants according to the business requirement, right? And they can search it from here, okay, and add it. So that means user can only add the tabs, okay? They cannot remove it. So if you don't want your users to go directly here and add tabs in the navigation menu, then you will select this, okay? You will disable this feature, but I don't want that. This is something um, which is used in the support business. So now we are going to click on next. Okay, now the third page is for utility item. So in the utility item, what happens is when you add something, it will get added here at the bottom of the bar. For example, call feature. Okay, or you want to take any notes, or you want to create any task. Okay, so for that you can click on this add utility item and you will see a couple of options here. For example, if I add notes, okay, notes will get added. Or if I add any call function, open CTS or phone. So this particular thing works when you have a third party integration with Ring Central, something like that. So what happens is, as I mentioned earlier, uh, in support businesses, let's say this is the phone. Okay, you see here, bar is already there, and history is already there in the utility. Okay, it says that in the recent tab, I have opened these three cases. Okay, so if your company has Ring Central or soft phone, so user don't have to dial phone number again and again. It will all be integrated, and user can just directly click on the phone number, okay, and that application will automatically call that user. Okay, that's what happens. But we don't have that. We cannot use that particular function. You just saw recent items, use history. Okay. Similarly, we can add more things if your um, organization has any custom components here. Okay, that also you can add it. But as of now, I'm just going to add the notes. That's it. Okay, now let's click on next. Okay, now this is very important step. Don't forget to add these things here in the navigation item. So what happens is in the navigation item, whatever object tab you want to show in that particular application, that object tab you have to select. For example, let's say I want to add accounts. Okay, so I am selecting this account and clicking on this add button. Add it. Okay, accounts is added. Now let's add position. Okay, position is selected, and now I'm going to add this. Okay, now position is added. In your scenario, you will have to add one more tab, which is for candidate. If you have already created candidate object, okay, I don't have candidate object in my org. I only have position, okay, because that's what I created previously. So what happens is when admins create the application, okay, they don't add tabs here. This is the first scenario. Or the second scenario is even if they have created object where they can see the object in the backend, they don't see tabs over here. Why? Because the tab is not yet created for that object. So don't forget to create tab. Even if you, let's say, skip that particular step while creating object, always go to the tabs and always check whether the tab is created or not. So how you are going to check it? Go to the settings in the quick find box, enter tabs, and here you will see whether that tab is present or not. Okay, so position is present, and now we have selected position. Now next, and this is the last step. Okay, in this step, what happens is you will have to add a profile here so that that particular profile will have access to the application. Okay, so our profile is system administrator. So I'm going to add here system administrator. Otherwise, we are not going to see this application, newly created application in the app launcher. Okay, why? Because our profile is system administrator, and if this profile is not selected, that means we don't have access to see it in the UI. Okay, that's why I'm going to select here system administrator. In real-time scenario, you will give access to system administrator plus the other profiles as well. Okay, what is profile and all that all you're going to learn in security model. But as of now, just understand that if you want to give access of any uh, application to users, you have to select profiles over here. So all these are standard one, okay, which will have different types of access level. Okay, so I have selected here system administrator. Now we are going to save and finish. So we'll quickly just go over this detailing. So first is app details and branding, where we have given application name. Okay, it's API name. Here we can also upload the logo. Second is for app options, whether it is a console one or standard navigation. Third is to add utilities, okay, and we have added here notes. Fourth is for navigation item, whatever object you want to show in that particular application, that object tab you have to select, okay. And last is user profile. User profile where you are going to select the profile which will have access to the application. Okay, now save and finish. Oh, I think this is we have created. I wanted to create recruiting one, but I mistakenly given a different name. I'm going to edit it. Let's change the app name and developer name. It should be recruiting, not position. Recruiting, okay, and save. So anytime you can come to these pages, you can edit anything you want, okay. And let's say your logo is old and now the company has designed a different new logo, okay. So you can always upload this logo over here. Okay, let's see, great. Now let's go to that list again. Okay, yeah, here. You see, recruiting one, okay, which we created just now. Okay, so let's go here and refresh the page. Now I want to see a newly created application. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this 9 dots. Okay, these 9 dots means app launcher. So click on app launcher and search for your application. And this is the one application which we just created newly. Okay, I'm going to click on recruiting. And now recruiting is showing accounts and position. Position, Salesforce admin, account, and it is opening the account. We also added navigation, not navigation, utility bar, right? Let's history. Okay. Not sure why notes was not showing, but like this you can see the utility bar. Okay. Any question here?
No, not
Okay.
Amrapali, just to clarify that, we have two types of app. One is standard and one is custom. Under
Mhm.
standard app, again, we have two types. One is lightning and one is classic, right? So,
Um, You can say that because the application is the same, it just supports different types of UI. So you see here, classic, because these are the apps, okay, which supports to classic like all tabs, but instead of all tabs, in Lightning, we have our app launcher. Okay, now these are all the standard ones. Okay, then we have sales one. If you see here, sales is the application. So it is supported in Classic and it is supported in Lightning. Okay, and the newly created one, which we created right now, it is only supported in Lightning. So if you create any application in Classic, okay, let's say that works in Classic very well, now you're migrating it into Lightning, then what you'll have to do is you'll just have to migrate that as well in the Lightning, so it will be supported in the Lightning. So for
Yeah,
that,
yeah. My question was related to that. How we are deciding, like, if we are going to create the app in Lightning or in Classic? Is there any kind of specifications, like these functions will work better in Classic and these functions will work better in Lightning? Is there any differentiation like that, or how we are deciding that?
that is solely depend on what UI your company uses. Okay, if your company uses Lightning, then you will always create applications in Lightning. If your company uses Classic, then you will have option to create it in Classic. But as I
Oh,
said earlier, now every company has, transist in the Lightning, and Salesforce has also declared that they are going to deprecate the classic UI. That means going forward, we will have only one UI. So you don't have to worry about it. You will always have to create any application in Lightning UI, and in this until Salesforce introduces any new UI.
got that. Thank you.
Any other question? Okay, no questions. So
So
that means
yesterday you gave the homework, right? Assignment to make to
Mhm.
create two custom objects. So now we have to create this recruiting app and then attach those custom objects to this app.
Yes. Just like I did, I have added here position. Okay. You will
Right.
also have
Right.
to add position and candidate. I don't have candidate object here in this org. I already created position.
Okay.
So, yeah. So for next topic, what I'm going to do is I'll quickly create a couple of custom fields here because I don't have much fields. I just have these fields, status ones. I'm just going to create a couple of fields in, let's say, 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm not going to create all fields, but some fields so that we will have some data in it. Next is long text area. So this is the one. Going to show job description. As you see here for long text area, okay, by default length it takes this one, okay, but your requirement is something required more character limits, okay, then you can opt for this maximum one, okay, this is the maximum one. area. Checkboxes there. Add a couple of languages. Okay, now I'm going to create last field, which will be also a language. There are other fields as well. Okay, let's create this one. Minimum and maximum pay, which will be the currency. And functional area, which will be pick list. Because later on we are going to need these fields for the demo. And last field now we will create the pick list, which will be type. Okay. Now this is completed. So now we can work on the next topic. Okay, so all the fields are ready for our use. Okay, great. Now the next topic is page layouts in Salesforce. So let's go here, refresh the page. If I go to position and open the Salesforce admin, okay, you see that whatever new fields I have created now, opened it, I have closed it, every field, okay, each and every field is added here one by one on this particular page on the left hand side. Okay, so page layout. So page layout in Salesforce allows us to customize the design. Okay, and the organization of detail and edit pages of the recording Salesforce. So this is particularly a detail page. Okay, if I go to edit mode, okay, this will be the edit page. Okay, here also it is showing exact same. We have fields added here one by one on the left hand side of the page. So using page layout, you can customize the detail page, you can customize the edit page. Okay, so in the page layouts, you can control appearance of fields. Okay, what fields you want to show on the page layout, what related list you want to show on the page layout. Okay, some standard and custom buttons as well here, like this on the right hand side. You see here, we contact, edit, new opportunity. If I click on this drop down button, it will show a couple of buttons. Okay, all this is from standard as of now. So all this can be controlled using page layout. So in page layout, you can say, I want to see these particular fields, and only those fields will be populated on the page of details and edit page. Through page layouts, we can also set a field as visible, read only, or the required on the page layout. So if you remember, while creating custom objects and custom fields, I showed you how you can make a field required from field itself. And that time I mentioned that we have a couple of other options as well to make a field required. Okay. So second type to make a field required is through page layout. Okay. For example, let's say now this particular field is required field from the field itself. That means it's called universally required field. Okay. But if you make any particular field required, let's say open date, you make required from the page layout. Okay. And your company can have multiple page layouts. Okay. According to the business requirements, they can have multiple page layouts. Page layouts can show different types of fields. Okay. So let's say hire by date is there, close date is there, okay, and we want to make sure that open date is um, required, okay, for the users. Then you can also make that field required from the page layer. So we are going to see how we can make the page field required from the page layer. Okay. If your developer has created some custom pages like GuruSchools pages, so that also you can add it through page layout. Okay, and you can display that here on the detail and edit page. So let's see how you can control this. So first we saw creation of custom object, creation of fields, and then creation of application. Now from now, whatever we are going to uh, learn in two to three sessions, all those will be related to objects. Okay, different types of settings of objects. So this is the second setting, which is page layer. Okay, so for that also what you'll have to do is you'll have to go to object manager here. Okay, through this object list, you'll have to search for your object, which will be position, and click on the label of the position. Okay. Now, on the left hand side, you will see different settings of that particular object. Till now, we just saw detail where you can see all this information like API name and whether these optional fields are enabled or not, the status and all. Okay. Then we saw fields and relationship where we can create fields, custom fields. Okay. And third is the page layout. So when you create a custom application, okay, Salesforce will by default create its layout. Okay, the layout will be there. The only difference is that layout will be empty because fields are not yet created, right? When we created the position object, that time only 4 fields were available, which is position name, owner field, created by, and last modified by. Only these 4 fields were added here in the position layout. Okay. After that, we created couple of custom fields. Now that field got added here, but that field is showing on the left hand side. So we are going to edit this particular layout, and we are going to change the layout design, okay, as per we want. So for that, I'm going to click on the name of the page layout, okay, which is position layout. Click on it. Okay, here you will see this first box, which will have fields, which will have buttons, quick action, mobile and lightning action. You will also see related list. Okay, so all these things, all the functionality, whatever you want to add it in the page layout, that is available in the in this particular first box. Okay, and the rest of the page is the layout. Okay, where you want to do your edits. For example, this one with information header, it have like all the fields. Okay, then if I just scroll down, I'll see related list. As of now, all the related list added, but later on, let's say if we create any custom relationship and we want to add in a related list, we can always come back to the page layout and we can put that here. Okay, now the buttons and quick actions shows here. Okay, for your page layout. So that option is available at the top of the page. Okay, so it says standard button and custom button. So all standard buttons are already added over here. If your developer creates any custom button, as an admin, you can add that button here in the page layout. Similarly, for lightning actions, which consist of like email functionality, log a call, okay, all these are, you can add it over here, Salesforce mobile and lightning actions. So actions are something which is like available for classic and lightning. If you are editing the page in classic, you want to um, update it for classic, okay, then you will select this one, quick action. But if you want to do updates for lightning, okay, then you will select your mobile and lightning action. These two settings are available only for actions, okay, not for fields, buttons, and related list, but only for actions. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to change this particular look of the page layout. So what you can do is you can create different types of sections, and in the sections you can add fields, you can drag and using the drag and drop functionality, you can add fields. For example, here we have status. Okay, now I want type field here at the this particular position below owner. So what I can do is I can just hover over on the type field, click on it, and without removing, and I will just drag it and drop it here. Okay, and then it got added here below owner. There. Okay, now we can add or remove fields. Let's say I don't want this Apex field, C# field, JavaScript, and Java. Okay, so I can remove this using this button, remove button. And when I remove this from page layout, it will gonna show up like this. That means these fields are available to add it in your page layout. The other fields which are showing as grayed out, that means those fields are already added in the page layout. So first of all, what we are going to do is we are going to add a new section, and in that new section we are going to add a fields. Okay, so first section I'm going to add is here, and I'm going to give the name which will be date fields. Okay, this date field, the header will be available on detail page as well as on the edit page, and it will be two column. Okay, not one but two column. So click on OK. Here I'm going to add uh, let me first remove it, open date, higher by, and close date. Okay, now I am going to add this open date here, close date here, and higher by date. Then we are going to add one more section, and this section is for pay. Okay, pay option. So this particular new section, I don't have changed the name as of yet. So if I want to change it, what I can do is just click on this French icon which says select section properties on the right hand side. Okay, so you just have to hover over on that new section. Okay, once you hover over on that, you will see that option. So you'll need to click on this French icon. Click here. Its name, pay. That's it. Add. Now I'm going to add here minimum pay and maximum pay. Now I'm going to add one more option, sorry, section here, which will say additional details. Okay, and now this will be one column, not two column, because I'm going to add here all the long text area fields. I'm going to click on OK, and job description is there. I can add it in additional details. Similarly, responsibilities will require and educational required. Functional area is something which is different. So job description, educational requirement, responsibilities, and skill required. Okay, this is the section where we have added a long text field. Now, functional area, I'm going to keep it over here. Okay, on the first information header. So right now, this particular header is only visible when you edit the page. That means if I refresh this, you don't see any section over here, right? But if I click on edit, it is not showing. But it is going to show once we added the another section. Okay. Now last section we are going to add, which will be for languages, which will be two column. So I'm going to add Apex, C#, Java, and JavaScript. So like this, you can change the page layout. Okay, you can add related list. Okay, if you want to add, let's say I want to add position history over here. So I'm going to simply drag this and drop it over here. So you will have to do the exact same whenever you want to edit your page layout. Okay, so don't forget, what you'll have to do is just hover over, click on it, and without removing, drag it and drop it wherever you want. Okay, I have added position. Now let's save this and we'll see how it looks. Sometimes it takes time, to show the changes which we have done. So in the meantime, we will go to Classic. You see here, whatever we added, okay, that is shown in the section except the information one. Okay, we have date, we have pay, additional details, and language, but it is not showing information. But let's go to lightning. Okay, it will going to take some time. Okay, great. Now it is showing. Okay, so here date is showing pay, additional details, and languages. For created by, if you remember, if I go here, for created by, it is by default added here in the system information, but that header is not visible. Okay, it is only visible in edit page. Similarly for information, okay, that's why it is showing like this. If I edit this, okay, if I edit this, you see it's still not showing. Okay. So we have date here, we have pay, additional details like this. If you don't want it to show, then you can simply opt for this option. Okay, if you don't want to show it in edit pages or detail pages, okay, the header, you can simply opt for that option using unticking these checkboxes. Okay, now let's make this information visible here on the detail page. And similarly, system information on the detail page. Okay, now we wanted to see how you make a field required on the page layout, right? So which field we should make required? Let's say type. Okay, let's make type field as required field. So for that, what I'm going to do is just hover over on that field, type field, click on these properties or branch icon. Okay, and here you will see two options, read only and required. So if you select this required, then this field will be required, okay, for the users whosoever has access to this particular page layout. If you make this particular field read only, that means user will be only able to view that particular field and not be able to edit it. Okay, so let's click on OK as of now. Let's make it required and save this. Hopefully these changes will appear here. Let's switch to plastic. It is going to show that required one. Plastic. Okay. So as you see here, that red line means it is required. Okay. If I go here, position is required. This particular status field we made required while field creation, and this type field we made required from the page layout itself. So now, right now here, it doesn't have any value selected. Okay, and we are trying to, let's say, save the open date, let's say 15, and trying to save it. It will not going to get saved because this particular field is required and we have not yet entered any value over here. So it is going to throw the error message until unless you select any value over here. Okay, that's how it works. Let's switch to lightning. Okay, now it is showing. So here also, let's select the open date, let's say 15. I want to save it, but I cannot save it because the type field is required and it is blank. So I'm going to select here type as full type and click on save, and the field will get save. Also, one more thing, if you notice, now as we did the changes for information section and system information section, it is available for details. And now let's click on edit. Still not showing. Right. Yeah. So that's how you can make changes in the page layout and add the position of the fields, add sections, add related lists. Okay, add related list, buttons, quick actions, and all that. So, any question here? If no question, then I guess we can stop the session.
Not on the page layout, but I have a question. I was trying to create the app, the recruiting app, and then somehow like the user profile, system administrator is not there. It's not available. Like some minimum access cells or like some yeah, something weird, that those profiles are like in the list, but not the Salesforce admin.
Okay, I'll just stop the screen sharing. You can share your screen and yeah, you can show it to us.
Is it visible?
Yes.
So yeah, see right here, the user profile. I'm trying to get the Salesforce, but then
You
some
have
minimum.
to select the system administrator. So enter SYS.
Okay. Okay.
Not system administrator is there.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, you can stop the screen sharing.
Yeah.
Okay.